Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Knives of the Month for May. This is an interesting collection compared to some of the knives I've had before, and I'm excited to dive into this. I've got some pretty awesome knives to share with you, which I've been carrying this month. But first, before I get started, if you guys could like, subscribe, and especially leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. It certainly helps out the channel. All right, knives of the month. This is a segment I try to do every month. Sometimes I forget. I've been pretty good about it the last 3 or 4 months. Um, there's reasons and there's flows and cycles to everyone's work life, right? There's different things that you carry at different times. Um, this Centurion is a big boy, and it's a little bit thick behind the edge, but still very sharp. And it's 14C28, and I've never sharpened it before, so I was actually trying to dog this and get it dull because I want to use it in a sharpening video that I'm about to make, and so I wanted to get dull, but I didn't want to do it artificially. But this I believe this is a $45 knife, $50 knife, and it is still, it was a cheap knife for last year by Migron, and it's just a banger, dude. Like the milled clip, the ergos on this, the way that it's rounded, the way that you can choke up on it, the action on it where it just thunks out, and the fact that the flipper tab's nice, but it's also really nice just to use your thumb to flick it open. It's just a great knife. I don't mind using it and putting it through its paces and really dogging it when I'm at work or at home or whatever. Like, I'm just using the crap out of this knife. It feels really good in the hand. There's something about the balance and the way it is, and the satin finish on the blade with the belt, combination of the belt. There's so many things about this knife that I absolutely love. So this is the cheapest knife by far that I have been carrying this month. Um, but sometimes you have to carry a cheap knife. I like to carry a cheap knife because I don't necessarily want to get my more expensive knives messed up, or because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of work, and I just, or I want to review a knife, right? Speaking of reviewing a knife, I've been carrying this Kitsune ever since I got it. Surprisingly awesome knife. And even though it might not look practical to most people, it is actually a very practical knife. This is, of course, a Tonto from Bark Rivers, 154 cm. I just did a review of this, link up here. So I've been carrying this and using it around here. And even though it is 3/16 thick, it actually slices like a very thin knife. Very, very nice. I really love this convex grind. I love the feel of it. There's something about holding this that just automatically makes you want to do slashing cuts on stuff. And yeah, just exquisite. I've been carrying speaking of Bark River, I've also been carrying this Taskmaster a lot around on weekends doing yard work with this guy. Ergos on it are great, it really locks in the hand. The geometry of this, it's very thin. Even, I mean, it's an eighth of an inch, which is kind of a typical thing, but it just feels really thin and it goes through everything. And I love the blade shape. It's just been a very efficient knife for me in this full fillet here. It pretty much screams being a kitchen knife, but I haven't been using it in the kitchen at all. I've been using it in the yard mostly, but you could use it in the kitchen. Speaking of the kitchen, this alder from North Arms, or sorry, Creely, sorry, Creely blades is absolutely amazing in Magna Cut, super thin behind the edge. And this is what I've been using in the kitchen a lot. And look, there's no bevel over here. Bevel is only over here. You got a bevel and a secondary bevel. This is a chisel ground. And I was really curious about this kind of small chef's knife, right? It works so well, and they make them for left-handers too, right, and left-handers. I think there was a 3-month wait. You can go online and check it out to see what the wait is, but you will get your knife. And now he just asks for a deposit, not for the full amount of money. He bills you the full amount once the knife is done, but you do pay a small deposit. Can't remember how much that is. 20 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. Fits really nice, and I think that they only has this white, but so far it's been aging fine. It feels really nice in the hand. It's got like some kind of texturing to it that I really like. Ergos are very nice, the way that it's shaped around here. I did get some comments from some people saying a couple of things might not be the best with this, but that was from a professional chef. I'm not a professional. I do cook every single dinner every single night, and this has been absolutely great in the kitchen so far. So yeah, Very cool. Check out the alder from Creely Blades. I've been carrying the sea otter a lot. I've started to go fishing, starting to go outside, and the sea otter has been breaking in really nicely. When I first got it, it felt a little stiff. I did some maintenance on it. I've sharpened it as well, and it's just at the point now where it's feeling like an awesome knife. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you get a knife and you're like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then later when it breaks in and it really starts to become yours, and you truly understand the geometry between the blade and the thumb stud and everything else, it becomes your knife, and then it feels like a freaking awesome machine. And that's what this Sea Otter from Monterey Bay Knives, Ray Laconico design feels like. It's a shame that they don't do full production runs of these, because this is, it looks really simple, and it is very simple. It's all American made, but they only make so many of them every week, or, depending on what they're making. It's just really hard to get one. And I understand why, because this is a freaking awesome knife. It just is an awesome knife. If you get a chance to pick up a sea lion or sea otter, this is a sea otter, not a sea lion. Sea otter, then do. The sea lion is larger than this one. The sea otter is this one here, and it's just freaking phenomenal. I love this knife. Next, I've been carrying this White River Knives CPM S90V, which isn't what you would think a fixed blade should be, but this is a small in-pocket carry, and this choke up point is really cool. This is a Backpacker Pro, I believe, and the sheath that it comes with, absolutely awesome. I put an ulti clip on this, obviously, because I love ulti clip, which makes it very easy to get out of the pocket. It is a little bit harder to get into the pocket. You have to actually look at your pocket, but compensating for that is the fact that this peel ply here on the handles is very nice. It's very thin behind the edge. You automatically are choking up on it every single time. It is just an awesome knife, and I'm not going to baton with this. This is a fixed blade where you're doing things a little bit more advanced than you would use for a folder, but you're not going full fixed blade on this. You're not batoning with this, right? This just feels really good. It is very light. It's heavy. It's heavy as it needs to be, but all around, I could see this being on a backpack and carrying this around with me, and this being one of the only 2 knives that I carry or something like that, or only knife that I carry on a light camping trip, right? So very cool. These are still available. You can find some at DLT. So yeah, I highly suggest it. I'm also carrying this because I need to review it soon. And then finally, not finally, second to last, this is the Strider, and I've had this for over a year, and I just enjoy it. Like, the thing, now that I've tuned it up and everything, it freaking kicks. It's the most affordable Strider that there is, and it's the only Strider that I own. Why is that? Because Striders are ridiculously expensive, but ProTech and this Magna Cup version, you see it's dirty because I have been using it. It's just nice. It has a nice little choke up point. It almost feels like the Backpacker, you know? But I'm not going to necessarily be carrying a fixed blade out on town all the time because I live in a city. But this, automatics are legal around here. They have been for the last year. And this almost feels like that Backpacker because you can choke up on it. It's very sharp. I like that this forward finger choil area place. I like that style of knife. So it just speaks to me. I didn't really notice, and also because of this texture here, kind of feels like the peel ply. I didn't really notice until I sat down and looked at them next to each other. That I enjoy a lot of the same characteristics about each of them. That's interesting. So an old knife, but if you have a collection, then you're going to be using it, right? So the Reduncion 229 Chavez designed. I just did a video on this. I got it customized from Way of Knife. I put some sugar skulls on here. This was totally blacked out like this, DLC coated, but I wanted to do an etching on it. So I really like the skull and everything, and I was like, I would love, I have other knives that Way of Knife EDC Gear House have customized for me, and I like their work. I think they're great, and I knew that they had a paisley pattern. In fact, I have their paisley pattern for, this is basically the paisley pattern, right? This is for the R2D2 that I have, Tuxedo R2D2 that I built. Yeah, very cool. But then I was like, well, what if you added on top some candy skulls? And so I emailed them. They sent me some artwork. They charged me a little bit extra for the artwork, but I think they gave me a screaming good deal on that. So thanks so much, guys. Ben, really appreciate it. And it just came out so nice. So I haven't been carrying this. I've been actually, when I have carried it, I've carried it in a sack, a cloth sack, because I don't want to get it scratched or damaged or anything. It's a little bit of a pretty princess, but I do enjoy pulling this out and showing it to my friends. I really love the action on it. The kickstop is amazing. So this is just a fun knife to carry and to look at and to show people and be like, look at this, dude. Look at that. It's just so pretty to me. I don't know. Some people look at this and go, I need to not be your friend. So anyway, that's all the knives that I have for you guys today. That's what I've been carrying in the month of May. Really appreciate you guys sticking around with me, and thanks so much to my Patreon subscribers. You guys really make the world of difference to me. I have a giveaway coming up for you, obviously very soon, so stick around for that. And if you would like to get a chance to win a knife every month, exclusive Patreon giveaway, $3 a month, it enters you to win a knife of the month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye bye now.